Well, it was interesting. When I was campaigning, I had not taken any position on the crossing question.
Right.
And so as soon as I got into office, it was a big issue. So I did my homework. And I don't know if you know the expression, I was known as one tough nerd, so I do my homework, being an accountant by background. So I dove into the issue and pulled together all the research, the different opportunities, the ideas. And once you start looking at this issue, it's truly compelling. This doesn't take a lot of thought to say this crossing is just a fabulous opportunity for Michigan, for Canada, for all of us. So then I became very strongly behind it and put it in the state of the state. Yeah, well, I describe it as I didn't go around the legislature, and I think that's an important nuance in the analysis, because in some ways I was following on what my predecessor had done. She was looking at a legislative approach, and that's something that clearly could work, so we just sort of continued on that path, but at the same time I tried to say what are other options. Because when you look at it, since it doesn't involve a taxpayer appropriation, there really isn't a need to involve the legislature. So the way I viewed it is when they decided, they didn't vote it down, they just voted to say they didn't want it on their agenda in many respects by not bringing it out of committee. So when they sort of said, well, we don't want it on our agenda, I sort of said, well, fine. Since it doesn't involve a taxpayer appropriation, we can look at doing an interlocal agreement. And there's a good history of interlocal agreements. They've been used successfully for some very good purposes. It helped create the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Literally, it was just used more recently to create the Educational Achievement Authority in Detroit for schools. So it's a well-established thing that's in the Michigan Constitution. Just continue on this path. That's why I have a phrase called relentless positive action, is we stay positive, but we keep working on a project that we think is appropriate, and this is an appropriate project. So to the degree we get sued, we'll keep working, and we should prevail and keep moving forward. If we need land for the process, there's well-established ways to deal with that. So it's just continuing to move forward because it's a great project, and I'm truly grateful to the country of Canada. Talk about really showing great partnership. It's fabulous.